Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. You know, uh, they always fold, man. They always give in. They always apologize. They never hold firm, man. All these celebrities, you know, that know that they're Israelites, they can never, stand solid, man. You know, we see that another example with Kyrie Irving right here, man. So this is a tweet he had put out. It's like a few days ago. It says, I was not put here on earth to participate in any religious slash political wars or incite racial disharmony, prejudice within communities. We are all equal under the sun, and I am here to participate in the building of an equal world and follow the word from the Most High God, Yah. Look, man, another Jake, who Esau, Buck broke. Into apologizing, man. You know, he wasn't ready for the persecution. He wasn't ready for the backlash that this word brings, man. That this ministry brings. This thing is going against the world that Esau has fashioned, man. So why would they why would they take lightly, you coming against them, man? But you have to be ready for that, man. You gotta know what you're getting yourself involved in, man. Now, let me get this video because it's another video of him apologizing.
I don't have hate in my heart for the Jewish people or anyone that identifies as a Jew. I'm not anti-Jewish or any of that. Um, and it's been difficult to sit at home with my family, with them seeing all of this and having questions. And, the part that hasn't been hard is explaining myself because I know who I am and I know what I represent. But I think the difficult aspect is just processing all this, understanding the power of my voice, the influence I have. I'm no one's idol, but I am a human being that wants to make impact and change. I'm sorry to not only the Jewish community, but to my family members and to my relatives, because they know I stand for something bigger, and I'm grateful now I get to explain myself.
Ah, man. See, y'all heard it, man. Y'all heard it. Let me get these scriptures, man, because ultimately, men like Kyrie, LeBron James, all these athletes, entertainers, that are in the public eye, they weren't meant to bring this truth out, man. Because we see when they try and attempt to even bring out a semblance of truth, you know, they get met with the severe consequences, man. But they're not prepared, to give up everything. They're not prepared to give up these things that they've what's the word? They've earned, so called, or heaped unto themselves, man. They're too comfortable in Esau society, you know, to be ready to give it all up, right? To serve the Lord, right? So this is Mark chapter 4, the parable of the sower seed, and we'll start in so like yeah, start in verse 3. And it says, Hearken, behold, there went out a sower to sow. And it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came up and devoured it up. So, right. So, some seeds that, just fall away, man, that aren't even going to get an opportunity. Well, everybody's going to get the opportunity, though, let me say that. Uh, uh, they're going to forego the opportunity that they've been given, man. You know, they're going to see the word, they're going to hear the word, and they're going to refuse it, right? And some fell on stony ground where it had not much earth, and immediately sprang up because it had no depth of earth. And we're seeing that with a lot of Jake. They hear and know that they're Israelites, but there's no depth of understanding, man. Because they still require the milk. They refuse to humble themselves down and learn. They think they've got it already, right? You know. Um, but when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no root, it withered away, right? And we're seeing that, man. These men are withering away, you know? And that's Kyrie is an example, right? And some fell upon thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit. And other fell on the good ground, and it did yield fruit that sprang up and increased, and brought forth some 30, and some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, He that hath ears to hear, let him hear. And when he was alone, they that were about him with the 12 asked him the parable. And he said unto them, Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables. So the understanding wasn't given to everyone, man. And it says that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. And he said unto them, Know ye not this parable? And how when ye it's like and how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But they have heard, but when they have heard, Satan cometh quickly and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. Right? So they heard the word, but they were taken away by the world, man. They were taken away immediately, man. And that's the majority of people, man. People hear these things on the internet, they hear it on YouTube, they see it on Twitter, they see us on the highways and byways week in and week out, but they get pulled away, before they can even take root, right? And these are they which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness, and have no root in themselves, and endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. And that's what Kyrie is, man. It says, after affliction, persecution ariseth, for the word's sake, they are offended, man. And that's why he's going on his apology tour. You know, he's trying to make up, to Amalek, get back in the good graces of these Amalekites, the Youwish people, he wants to be back so he can play basketball again, so he can keep getting his money, so he can, try to get his Nike deal back. He's the cares of this life, consume him, man. That's why he's going back, backtracking basically, man. You know, uh, verse 18. Well, I'll do verse 17 again. Verse 17. And have no root in themselves, and so endure for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution, you will see the way people have been talking about, even Kanye, but speaking on Kyrie, he's the topic right now. After affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, because when you speak the truth, this world is founded on lies, so the truth is the only thing that's a threat to the lies that are, perpetrated, man. Right? So they come against that harshly, man. Immediately they are offended, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful, right? And that's another thing that he's going through, man. He's the deceitfulness of riches, the lust of other things, entering in. You know, he cares too much about his life on this side, man. The things that he's built up on this side. He's not willing to lose any of that, man. That's why he's gone out, and he endured for a time, but he ultimately he's unfruitful because he's not going to stand firm, man. You know, it says, uh, verse 20. I'll read verse 19 again. And the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word, and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. And Lord willing, that be us, man. The true believers, man. Lord willing, we be, those seeds that were sown on the good ground, and we enduring to the end, man. But going back, uh, Kyrie, you know, and all these entertainers, because everybody knows, man. They all know who the Israelites are, you know. So even him pushing forward that Hebrews to Negroes movie, book, whatever, though that's going off, that's introducing a lot of people into the fact that they're Israelites, man. And the majority, not the majority of that movie, that book, is madness and nonsense. Him talking about Japheth is the so-called white man, and the northern tribes aren't the or the was it so like the 10 tribes are all dark skinned. He's trying to take us back to Africa. All of these things. It's all madness in that book, but it's introducing a lot of people into the fact that we are Israelites, man. And it's causing a lot of people to not be rooted because their foundation is built on false philosophies and false doctrine. And we see that with Kyrie. And that's why he couldn't persevere, man. That's why when the persecution came up, he was offended. He's going and apologizing. Trying to make amends, right? Now I'm gonna just get this real quick, and we'll close it out. I don't want to make this too long. Just touching on that, man. These entertainers, it's not for you, man. Leave this to the true prophets, man. Starting with our head elders and apostles, the elder bishops on down. Leave that to these men, man. Leave it to the prophets. You know, because you're not built for this, man. You're not built for the long haul. Lord willing, we are, right? But we can see, example after example that these entertainers, these celebrities aren't built for it, man. This is Matthew 16, and let me see, is it 16, 19? It might be 19 to 16. Let me see, Salakia. 19 to 16, Salakia. Matthew 19 is starting in verse 16, and it reads, Behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments, right? So, so follow after the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And he said, saith unto him, Which? Yahushua said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? So Kyrie falls into he's probably keeping the commandments to some extent, right? He's trying to follow the ways. He even though he's calling on Yah, he has some small level of understanding, right? But he doesn't have the full 100% truth clearly, right? And ultimately, the Spirit's not dealing with him, to endure the afflictions and persecutions, man. Lord willing, he can come out of that. There's still time, but at the moment, we see him falling back, right? It says, Yahweh said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Right? I'll keep going, Slacky. But when he heard, but when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. And this is Kyrie, man. He has great possessions. He's not willing to give up, what he's earned, on this side, man. The little trinkets and shekels, the the commissary wages that Esau has given us, man. Now he's not willing to give that up, right? And it says, uh, but when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions, right? So he wasn't ready to give these things up, man. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And it's because, they're too tied up in maintaining their wealth on this side, man. Now they're gonna be, brothers out here, who are well off, who have, substance, but the majority of those people with great riches and wealth aren't gonna receive this word, man. But there will be some, man. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, With all men this is impossible. Oh, sorry. With men this is impossible. With the Most High, all things are possible, right? So it's possible that some man with great wealth and riches will make it, man. But it's very, very unlikely, right? Now the point, uh, going back, it says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. That eye of a needle, most cities back in the ancient world, they had a large gate, and then that would operate during like trading hours, and then during the nighttime it would close, right? So during the day, they can bring in all the animals, all the like carts and crates and whatever, to bring in merchandise. But during the nighttime it would close, and there would only be a small door for people to go in and out of the city walls, man. So they're saying it's easier for a camel to get through uh that small door than it is for a rich man to make it to the kingdom, man. But going back to Kyrie, man, his apologizing, this man they always fold, man. They always fall back. They always start to renege. He's going into I love all people, I don't hate all people. When the scriptures tell us who our enemies are, and we have to hate our enemies, man. But he wasn't ready for the persecution. He wasn't ready for the world to come against him the way it would, man, for this word, man. You know, so I pray that this was edifying to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. I just want to get something out, real quick, on that topic, man. Because these entertainers and these athletes out here, they all know, man. But some are gonna receive it, and some are gonna backtrack, man, and start to apologize. So. Again, I pray the lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom, wa, kwam yasharala, wa, abad, babal. A DTA soon. We almost home. Shalom.